Hey everybody, this is Geneva of Geneva's Closet Talk Show. How you doing today? Happy Friday, people. We done made it through the week. We done made it through the week. Especially me. I'm talking about myself mainly. I made it through the week. Yes. Oh my goodness. Especially, let me say this, people, because I'm on. And I think this is like my third day in a row. I think it could possibly be my third day in a row. And I hadn't really planned on coming on today, but I made a mistake yesterday when I came on here talking to my people and stuff. And then when I got off, I made a mistake, which forced me to come on again today to say, hey, to all of my subscribers, how are you doing this wonderful, fabulous Friday? Well, I hope it's fabulous where you at. It's okay here. All day yesterday, I'm telling you, people were like, oh my God, the weather is going to be so bad. I mean, I got a message from my kids' school talking about no after school programs. The kids was talking, Maya texted me yesterday talking about Maya. Mom, the weather is going to be bad in the news. And it didn't even do nothing. It rained a little bit. You know, the rain made a tad bit of ice, none major. So it's a beautiful day today. But yesterday I did a video and I thought it was a pretty good dang on video, if you ask me myself. I was talking about some pretty good topics. But I sat up there and got off and was doing some stuff on my phone and accidentally erased the whole thing. The whole thing, people, right off the YouTube. It was gone. And I didn't know what to do with my life at that very moment. I was very disappointed with myself. I didn't want to see myself. I didn't want to deal with myself. I didn't look at myself in mirrors for a little bit of time because I was very disappointed. All I could think to do when I deleted that video is that I couldn't even face YouTube. I was like, I'm done. I'm not even coming back on YouTube. What did I do? Geneva ran from the problem and ran where? To Facebook. I ran over to Facebook. So as soon as I did what I did on YouTube, I ran over on Facebook and talked to them and told them what I had did. That I had deleted my own stuff. How had you did that, Geneva? So yeah, I was disappointed with myself. But hey, Peach and Miriam and Joyce and Chop, how you doing today? Yes, I was so disappointed with myself because I actually had someone ask me today, like, wait a minute, wasn't there a video that was up? And I had planned on watching it, and it's not up anymore. And yes, Geneva did that. Geneva deleted her own video. Joyce, the sun is out here in Fort Worth, but very cold. It's cold out here too, Joyce. It's probably about, I don't know how many degrees. It could possibly be maybe about a 20 degree-ish, something like that. But considering the fact it was like 1 degree and 2 degree, 1 degree and 2 degree, like you don't even put an S on that. It's just a degree. It was 1 degree. I'm okay, with a 20. I can deal with a 20 piece when I just had 1 piece, like the other day. Hey Donna, how you doing? But have Facebook, never had. Sorry I missed it, but don't have Facebook. Peach, don't even worry about it because that's one of my topics that I was going to talk about today. Is I was going to talk about Facebook for the people that are on Facebook. Matter of fact, how about I start with thank you, Joyce, girl. This ain't nothing but a little. Joyce has said, hi, Geneva, love your hair. For the people that's like, why she all extra? Thank you, Joyce, girl. It ain't nothing but a little something I threw on, for the day, because I had nothing else to do. I was lazy, don't feel like really putting the other hair in I said I was going to put in and stuff like that. Hey, Rosalind? Is that Rosalind? How's you doing, Miss Rosalind? Hey, Chosen, how are you doing today, girl? I'm good. I'm just living life how it should be lived on a daily basis for the most part and stuff and whatever. But so are any of y'all on Facebook? I'm Wonder Houston on Facebook. Lady G, so you're Wonder Houston. Okay, well I have to try to remember that when I see Lady G, be like, that's Wonder, because I know Wonder on Facebook. I definitely know, because every time the Wonder Houston come up, for some reason to me it's like Whitney Houston. So that's how come I will never forget it. because of the WH. So I don't know what to tell you, Lady G. That's just how it is in my brain. Let me have my ways. Let me do it the way Caroline is here, and I know Caroline. But okay, let me get started. So Facebook. So now I got to get off of y'all messages for a minute, y'all comments for a minute, because you know that I have a hard time looking at reading and talking at the same time. Trying to go back and forth, but I found this to be kind of interesting as far as Facebook, just because I'm on Facebook. Now, let me say this about Facebook, because I'm like on practically every platform there is to be on. I'm on there. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn. Is it called LinkedIn or LinkedIn? Whatever. I'm on there. Blog Talk Radio, Periscope, Spreaker. I'm everywhere. And there are times that I may or may not like the platform or feel like that it's good for me. Now, there is a reason why, even though I have to be honest, I haven't been on Instagram as much as I used to, but there is a reason why I like Instagram. And the reason why I like Instagram, my opinion, is this. When you post something on Instagram, especially if you use hashtags, you know, so I'm not talking about the celebrity world. I'm just talking about us smaller people. If you post something on Facebook and on Instagram and you use hashtags, there's a huge chance that your postings, if you are using your hashtags correctly, can be seen by thousands, by 10,000s, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, whether or not they are liking it or not. It does not matter. It can be seen by a lot of people just because of those hashtags. So things tend to float around easier, in my opinion, on Instagram, on Twitter, for them hashtags reasons. But what I have noticed on Facebook is that it doesn't always work like that on Facebook. In order for your stuff really to be seen on Facebook, you need people to be sharing it, to be doing some serious shares. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that if you like something on Facebook, that it could be seen on your people's, your friends, or what your friends or family could see what you have liked. So that's about it. So it only went one person down, just to that person. Unless people are sharing it, then the only people that's seeing it is your friends or family or whoever is following you. Unless you are paying for Facebook ads, you know, for your stuff to really get some huge traction because you decided to do some marketing. But this is what Facebook says, because Facebook plans to make some huge changes if you are on Facebook. Now let me get to that page. Where is the page at? Where is the page? It says that, okay, am I here yet? It says Facebook is undertaking a major overhaul of what content it shows to its 2 billion users, showing fewer articles from businesses and publishers and more from family and friends. Now, because I read like 2 articles of this, I'm going to try to do the best breakdown that I can of this. So what's going to happen with Facebook? Which some of this change I think should happen, because I'm a little bit sick of it. What am I sick of seeing on Facebook? I'm sick of seeing all of the silly videos, all them comedy videos where they're putting words on one side, videos on the other side. I'm tired of seeing all the twerking videos. I'm tired of seeing all the fight videos. Sometimes it is a lot of negativity and stuff on Facebook. It do seem like people can make a lot of fake pages and stuff kind of easy, my opinion, too, in addition to other platforms on Facebook. So what Facebook is saying is that they, starting next week, they said as early as next week, we can see huge changes to the news feed. So what Facebook plans on doing is cutting back on a lot of, they're saying, negative content that people are putting up on Facebook. Videos is one of them. They're cutting back on videos, a lot of news feeds, a lot of, and the reason why they're doing this is because advertisers are feeling like that their stuff is not being seen because of all the junk that's being put up on Facebook, which is true, because if you are on Facebook, then you know, like I know, that if you happen to, let's say there is a comedy video that somebody put up, and you happen to like that comedy video because you thought it was funny, that don't mean that you on Facebook to track everything you like, and just because you liked it, start putting a whole bunch of stuff on your news feed like that, like literally on your news feed, not on the side or something, but on your news feed. So as soon as you go on Facebook, this is the first stuff you're seeing. Sometimes you're seeing so much of BS that you don't really even see what your family and friends are posting. This is a whole bunch of other stuff. And then you start wondering, why am I seeing all of this negative stuff? Why am I seeing all of these fights or this comedy stuff, or whatever the case may be? Well, it's probably largely because you had liked some stuff, not knowing that Facebook was tracking everything and completely overloaded your news feed. Well, advertisers notice that, and they're noticing that their videos and their advertisements aren't being seen because everybody else stuff is being seen. The advertisers are also getting tired of news not being real news, not being put on there. They feel like it's a lot of fake news people that started their own news blogging talk show, I guess they're trying to say in so many words, channels and stuff on Facebook, and that's what seems to be surfacing more than their ads. So what the advertisers have started doing was bagging away from Facebook now, and they've started going over to they said Twitter, Snapchats. I even heard something about an Apple something that I never heard of, but they've started leaving. Now, you know that if advertisers are leaving, then that's going to be a problem for Facebook. So what Mark Zuckerberg, you know, the owner of Facebook, which based on what I read, because I thought that they probably have so many shareholders that he doesn't even hold the majority shares in Facebook anymore. This is what I'm assuming, since Facebook is on a whole other level right now. But based on the article I read, whether it's true or not, because I don't always believe what media says, it says that he has the majority of the shares, so he can overrule. So that's what it says. So it's claiming that Mark Zuckerberg, that's his name, said that he wants more family content and not so much negative content on Facebook. He would prefer for family and friends postings to be able to be seen. Now, he realizes that when this change takes place on Facebook, Facebook may become quieter, and he understands that a lot of people may bag away just a little bit from Facebook just because they're not seeing all of this other stuff. But he would much rather have people bag away because they're not seeing all of this negative stuff than to have all of this negative stuff trending and going around on Facebook. In addition to bigger people, companies and stuff, saying that they are getting tired of all the women bashing. This is what they're saying based on the articles I read. Women bashing and things going on Facebook, and they don't like how they said people can make up negative news or fake news and post it on Facebook easily, and Facebook don't do anything about it to get rid of it. So I guess if the advertisers speak, Facebook needs to make a change, because who paying Facebook? How's Facebook getting their money? They ain't getting their money from people posting their twerking videos. They're not making their money from people fighting on putting them fighting, stupid fighting, negative stuff all the time. I know. And another thing that they mentioned is political information. They are tired of all the political news. What does that mean? Conscious news. All of this black, white, racist, whatever. They're tired of that. They're tired of that surfacing around on Facebook. And they said big changes are about to be happening starting next week on Facebook. So y'all stay tuned to your news feed, because we may be seeing some changes. Are any of y'all on Facebook? Do y'all be on Facebook? Do you get tired of seeing all of that stuff too? I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. I done found ways to handle a few things. I know not to like as much stuff. I know that when I do see my news feed being overloaded, I go to those pages that I don't even know where they came from. I'm like, where did this page even come from? Like, where? I go and I unlike it, There are also friends and family members. I will repeat that. There are also friends and family members on Facebook that the content can be so negative all the time, like every day a bad day. Just all the time is a bad day. Now I get people have bad days, but every day, meet out every single day. I don't want to see that every day. So I don't unfriend them. I just unfollow that nonsense because you're not finna stress me out on a daily basis. You know what I mean? But are any of y'all on Facebook? Do you deal with the Facebook? I'm trying to go back on my thing so I can see people's comments. Yeah, it's crazy. Facebook, yes. So I look at it as they're trying to silence us. So at first I was reading it and I was like, okay, well, they're making some changes. I'm happy about them changes. And by the time I got to the second article, it was like a light bulb. It was like Geneva, ding, ding, ding. Think about it. Remember that net neutrality, whatever it's called. Remember that. Remember this whole censoring that they're trying to do to social media because there's too much talking going on. There's too much exposing of information. There's too much letting people know what's going on. There's too much consciousness for surfacing around there. They're trying to silence people, Geneva. That's what they're trying to do. Now, true enough, they may be trying to cut out some nonsense, but talking about political views. What you mean political views? You talking about political views. NBC and CNN is political views. The news is political. How come that can't be a little bit of that on Facebook? But no, they're basically trying to silence us. My opinion. Oh, Valerie, you're on there? Do you get sick of seeing all the stuff that you see all the time, the negative stuff all the time? It's definitely negative. Not to say that I want to be on there talking to my family and friends all the time. But it did say that they feel like that if you are posting things on Facebook just to get a reaction, those type of y'all know what I'm talking about because you have seen YouTube videos like that. People put YouTube videos up with certain headings just to get you to click on it, and they may or may not even talk about whatever they're talking about in there or whatever the title is. They call it clickbait. Well, I guess there's a post bait thing too that they feel like it is on Facebook, and they realize that people post things just to get your attention, just to get you to like it and share it. And they feel like that if there's not really nothing of real content, then all of that fake bait stuff, they said that they're not going. So I'm really interested in seeing what type of change this is going to be on Facebook, what the page going to look like. On my phone, it looks like one thing. When I go to Facebook on my laptop, it's too crowded. I don't even like to go to Facebook on my laptop because it's too much stuff going on. But so the other thing I wanted to talk about was the 7-Eleven raid. 7-Eleven people. I posted this stuff on my Facebook. Make sure you go to my Facebook page if you want to read the articles of everything that I'm talking about is posted on my Facebook page. Geneva's Closet, Facebook. Check it out. 7-Eleven. So let me just tell y'all how this went for me. So I'm looking at, different things going on in the news, and then I see that it says 7-Eleven was raided. A few 7-Elevens that, what is they called? They said ICE, but the, the people, they're coming to, I can't even get my words together. When you stay in another country, immigration, Lord. Immigration was doing raids, and they raided several 7-Elevens. First thing I said was, okay, they must be going in there to get the Indians. They must be going in there to make sure that them Indians, because we all know, people, are we here? Are we here right now? We all know that because it's been talked about for a long time, that we say that the Indians, Pakistans, whatever you call them, own the 7-Elevens. We've known this. So that's the first thing that popped in my mind. What you want me to think? I was like, they must be going up in there checking on the Indians to make sure that they got the visas, the correct, stuff to own the business. So then I started reading the article, and then I realized that I don't entirely think that that's what it was. What I think, based on what I read, that they were going in there to go arrest and to go get was not the Indian people. So let me see if I can find this. What it said about the 7-Eleven. Okay, that's there because that's an interesting story too. And it says federal immigration agents descended on dozens of 7-Eleven convenience stores across the country before daybreak on Wednesday. And today's Friday. Friday, we talking about 2 days ago. It said arresting undocumented workers and demanding paperwork from managers in what the Trump administration described as its largest enforcement operation against employers so far. The sweeps of 98 stores in 17 states from California to Florida resulted in 21 arrests, according to United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Okay, so that's what the ICE is, which signaled efforts against businesses that hired unauthorized workers. So I'm like, okay. So they was doing their thing. Okay. So then I get to reading a little bit more. It says, ICE hoped to make a bold statement. It could hardly pick a more iconic target than 7-Eleven, a chain known for stores that are open all the time and sell the much loved Slurpees and Big Gulps. What does that have to do with it could hardly pick a more iconic target? So you're saying because of some Slurpees? That's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. But anyway, many a 7-Eleven franchise has been a stepping stone for new legal immigrants who want to own and run their own businesses. And it's funny that they're just saying immigrants when really we basically know for the most part who be running these 7-Elevens. It's funny because this article never mentioned a nationality. Don't you know how they usually say black and stuff like that? Never. Or African, or you know what I mean? It never mentioned a nationality. It just keeps saying immigrant across for everything. But anyway, it has been a stepping stone for new legal immigrants who want to own and run their own small businesses. Not all franchises have been about whom they hire. Several have pleaded guilty and forfeited their franchises and have been ordered to pay millions of dollars in back wages owed to workers. So basically, what I got from this whole thing is I didn't know if they were arresting the workers because they understand so they already said that they understand that it's for new legal immigrants. So because I also read something that it says 7-Eleven franchise workers work with legal immigrants, like they have like a huge relationship with immigrants, which makes sense because we see a lot of Indians in there. So you are not going to allow the Indians to be able to franchise unless they are able to show proof. I mean, you got to show proof across the board because this is government papers, this is filing of taxes. So you can't get a franchise business without showing that you have some type of visa or something. So it can't be the Indians that own it. So what? So who were they? So who did they go and raid? So who got arrested? Do they got some Indian workers working in there, or was it Mexicans? Because usually when they say undocumented workers, that's usually who they're talking about. So I don't know if they're trying to say that it was some Mexicans working for the immigrants that franchise these 7-Elevens and they got arrested. I just find it kind of to be all over the place just because you didn't mention anybody. You're just throwing stuff across the board saying immigrants. Immigrants what? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I know if you let me come up with my own conclusion, this is what Geneva comes up with. Okay. The Indian people are franchising out the 7-Eleven, and to cut costs, they are probably most likely hiring Mexicans in there because they know Mexicans don't have Social Security cards. They're undocumented. They'll come in there and they'll work for cheaper amount of money. That's what I feel like they will do for their business. And then I believe that maybe these people, other people know, the ICE people know what's going on. And that's why they targeted the 7-Elevens. You did not target the 7-Eleven because of Slurpees. That has nothing to do with anything. And it actually sounds stupid. And I don't even really understand what they meant by putting that in there. But that's my opinion on the 7-Eleven raid. That I really thought that maybe, I'm like, okay, so y'all cracking, so what these Indians really don't have? Oh, but I read this. Okay, y'all cool with the Indians. Y'all got a whole immigrant relationship and stuff going on, which we kind of know about some of these things anyway. We already know that the United States got a ton of immigrant relationships. We know who be running all of these nail shops. We see who's running all the, hair place, beauty shops and stuff. We see stores and things where you see mainly one nationality of people owning that and running that. And we be sitting up there like, how is that? How is that? We can't even fully with these other people, because y'all got a relationship, because you working things over there in they land and they are able to work things over here in this land. Let's not play games, people. We know what's really going on. So did y'all hear about, because I'm gonna keep going, about the thing with the lady at the Maryland hospital? Did you see about that? Well, the lady at the Maryland hospital. Did y'all see the video? So let me say what happened. So it was the other day. I'm not even going to read the article. I'm just going to kind of go off the top of the dome on this one. Okay. So there was a man, and I can't remember his name. Did I write it down? I did not write it down, but I think it's important to at least know the man name. I got to at least say the man name. I do know his name begins with a B. Let me see. Can I find it? His name begins with a B, and his name, I'm going to say Mr. Baraka. That's his name. We're going to say Mr. Baraka. So it was the other day, and it was cold outside. It was like 30 degrees outside, and there, and I think they said Mount Vernon, if I'm not mistaken. Mount Vernon, I'm going to quote me on that, but I know they were in Maryland. So it's late at night, and then this man, Mr. Barak, he works across the street from this bus stop, because he is a psychotherapist. So if I'm not mistaken, he was getting off of work at night, and what he sees is what it appears to be some security officers taking a Black woman off of from an ambulance and sitting her at the seat at the bus stop, the little bus stop thing with the little thing over it, sitting her there. And one of the security guards had a wheelchair, sat her wheelchair there, did not sit her in the wheelchair, sat her there on the seat, then sat the wheelchair there, and then sat her bags out there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Mr. Baraka said that the lady was crying, and he said all that she had on, and he said that it had to have been about 30 degrees outside. All she had on was a hospital gown and socks. He said, I kid you not, she didn't have no underwear on, no shirt on, no pants on, just the hospital gown and socks. Now, Mr. Baraka said that when he seen this, he said to them, he kind of started going back and forth with them, like, I know you're not going to leave this lady here. And they basically said that they had orders to put her there in so many words. And then he said, but it's cold out here. You can have a coat for her. We were told to put her here. He said, well, you couldn't call the police or something. You're going to just take the woman and then just leave her there. And, on the video, you can hear the woman like crying and stuff or making some sounds or something in the background. They said, first article said that it appeared as if that she could not talk. And and that's why she was just crying. Mr. Baraka then, if I'm not mistaken, he takes out his phone and he started Facebook living. If I'm not mistaken, I think he Facebook live, then he didn't just video. Whatever he did, he videoed the whole thing, and he started going back and forth with them so much. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that when he said something to one of the security guards about just dumping her out there like that with no clothes on in the weather, just leaving her with all of her bags just sitting there in a wheelchair. He made mention about something along the lines about a way that she was acting at the hospital. Okay. So basically, Mr. Baraka said that's besides the point. And the security people eventually ended up taking her back to the hospital. Now, I ended up reading another article that said that the president or whatever of the Maryland hospital apologized for what happened. And it was said that when she was taken back to the hospital, that the hospital took her and dropped her off at a shelter, and that's where she was found at by her mother, and that she was actually 22 years old. And Mr. Baraka said that when the security guards did decide that day to take her back inside the ambulance, that he heard her quietly tell him thank you. So I guess she did know basically what was going on. Um, yeah, that she was 22 years old and that they took her to a shelter. Now, let me read what I read about that whole thing. Um, you know what? I know what I wanted to read. It was something, it was an apology that they gave that I did not like. Okay, it says, this is what the hospital said, and I didn't like their apology to this lady, or their apology, period, their excuse. And I hate it when people do stuff like this. It says, this unfortunate event is not representative of our patient-centered mission, the statement said. While there are many circumstances of this patient's case that we cannot address publicly, in the end, we clearly failed to fulfill our mission with this patient. Here it goes again. No matter the circumstances of her case or the quality of the clinical care we provided in the hospital, which is not depicted in the video. I hate it when people do that. First of all, if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're going to apologize, apologize. Don't apologize, but, well, I did, but well, it did, but well, we did, but I hate it when people do that. Don't make excuses for your wrong. Wrong is wrong. It does not matter what the lady did. It does not, first of all, if she was in the hospital acting all crazy, like obviously I'm assuming that he's trying to say, then obviously she has a mental problem. That's all the more reason why you just played this lady, because you knew she had a mental problem and just took her and dumped her off at the bus stop while it's 30 degrees cold in nothing but a hospital gown and socks. And just left her there and did not give a care. And if it wasn't for Mr. Barack, if it wasn't for the Most High having Mr. Barack get off of work at the exact time that they were dropping her off, they would have dropped the woman off, drove off, and none of us would have known anything that they did. And no one over there would have cared about anything. If you're going to apologize, apologize. Maryland Hospital, don't say that this unfortunate event is not representative of our patient-centered mission, so that you are basically saying that event don't represent the hospital and how y'all handle things. But there are circumstances of this patient's case that we cannot address publicly. Why are you telling us about her case? What does her case have to do with you dropping her off outside? Now, let me read you this that I read about hospitals that I didn't know. I had heard something about it, but didn't really know. So why the hospital is saying that, making excuses for what they did because wrong is wrong. It says the 1986 Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, and we sometimes see this in emergency rooms, forbids emergency rooms to deny hospital services if patients can't pay. Hospitals must transfer patients. They can't stabilize. So all they had to do was transfer her. So if you couldn't get her under whatever, I don't know, just transfer her then. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was a better way to handle that situation. The Joint Commission, which accredits hospitals, also requires that hospitals have a discharge plan. Now, this is the 1986 Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. 1986, this is 2018. They didn't know that they wasn't supposed to do that. They knew. They just didn't expect anybody to see them do what they did. And then it also says, but the discharge policies can differ by hospital, and the practice of hospital dumping persists Dumping persists. You're like, dumping, dumping, what the hell is dumping, dumping? Because hospitals are known for dumping patients. What? I didn't know that. I had no idea. But my research, when I was looking into this, it ended up finding out the hospitals are known for dumping people. And it appears to me who would be largely on their dumping list, people with medical issues, with mental issues, or most likely homeless people. Don't you think that they would be dumping the bejeebers out of homeless people? Because they don't want to deal with you anyway, because they're not getting any money from you. First of all, you ain't got no insurance, you ain't got no public aid. You ain't at least got public aid. So we know you ain't got no work insurance, you ain't got nothing. And this act already tells you that you can't dismiss a patient. You have to treat a patient. So they don't want to be bothered with you anyway. So I'm pretty sure they gonna hurry up and bandage you up and send you on your way. But I wanted to read to you something that I had read that kind of goes into that. It says that the city of Los Angeles began a crackdown on hospital dumping about a decade ago after several incidents there, particularly along Skid Row, where many of the city homeless people live. The city has imposed millions of dollars in fines on hospitals for their practice. It said Good Samaritan Hospital had to pay $450,000 to settle allegations that it dumped a homeless patient on the street in 2014 after he was treated for a foot injury. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? They bandaged his foot up and dumped him off real quick. The hospital admitted no wrongdoing. They admitted no wrongdoing. I'm pretty sure, just like how I just read you, how this hospital made that bogus statement. They wrong, but they're not really. We probably would have. We could have, but then again, you know what I mean? In 2007, a paraplegic man was found crawling around Skid Row, and Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center was accused of taking him there without a wheelchair. The hospital paid $1 million to settle that case. So I'm just letting you know what's been going on out here in the world. It is going on. So the hospital basically said they're going to investigate it. I wonder how long is that going to take, because it really shouldn't take that much time, because we got a video of the people being brought. And really, you can't blame it on the security guards, because the security for the hospital was giving orders. Who ordered that? What doctor ordered that? Because the doctor, of all people, the one who made that order, who was getting sick of this patient, who just said, oh my God, she's getting on my nerve. I'm sick of all this screaming, this whatever she's doing, just take her out here. Just take her out. Oh, okay, well, take her where? I don't know. Just take her to the nearest bus stop. Just drop her off at the bus stop, take her stuff. Like I said, they didn't expect Mr. Barack. Thank you, God, for Mr. Barack, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even know about what Maryland Hospital did, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed of themselves. And what it partially made me ask, and I don't care if anybody be like, why everything got to be about race? Because it do a lot of the times. Majority of the time, everything is about race. Some of this made me be like, well, I wonder if it was a white woman who didn't have mental, with her mental wasn't everywhere. Would they had just took her and dumped her off at the bus stop, or would they had maybe found a shelter? Probably thought of that first, but maybe drop her off at a shelter. Well, maybe just take her and sit her downstairs, or maybe we can, do a call to police, and what they had just took an old white, took this white girl. Matter of fact, because they said the black girl was 22 years old. Took this 22-year-old black girl that was a little belligerent, and just dumped her off at the bus stop. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. But that's one of the questions that I definitely ask myself. So now we get into this Lil Wayne thing. And when I speak of Lil Wayne, my face do a little bit like, because I said, another baby? Another one? Now don't get me wrong. I got 4 kids and all of them ain't by the same man and stuff. But I'm just like, nigga, another one? But anyway, it says that he may have another child. I don't know. That's what it says. I didn't say it. It says BET reported something like this. It says, as previously reported, I didn't even know something was previously reported. Did you know? It says, as previously reported back in October, a Louisiana woman named Keotia. I don't know. We're going to go with Miss Watson. Her first name is Keiotia. Keotia. I don't know. I'm going to say Miss Watson. Watson, okay? That a Louisiana woman, Miss Watson, came forward to claim that Lil Wayne, the rapper, is the father of her 15-year-old son. 15. 15. So we're not talking about 1, 2, 9, 15. While the news of Wayne unknowingly having a fifth child is random at best, Watson didn't hesitate to be granted a court order naming Weezy as the boy's legal father. It's a little boy. It's a 14, what is it, 15-year-old boy. She also asked, she took this all the way to court. She also asked the judge to award her with child support payments. And when Wayne failed to respond to the case filed against him, Watson filed for a default judgment, and the judge in the case ordered Wayne to begin paying her $5,000 per month beginning January of 2016. Now, let me say this. I was a little thrown off by a few things. One thing, okay, they said previously reported back in October. So I'm assuming they're saying that we all found out it, or they let everyone know about it in October. But it says that when Wayne didn't go to court, the judge ordered him to start paying $5,000 as of January 2016. This is January 2018. This article is just now coming out. Okay, but let me finish reading. It says the rap vet, however, is now, pay attention to this, people, because I'm reading to how you say, the rap vet, however, is now contesting the court order and claiming that the boy is not his son. According to court documents obtained by The Blast, Wayne claims he was never properly served with legal papers pertaining to Watson's paternity case, which is why he failed to show up to court. Lil Wayne is now calling for a court order of his own to demand a paternity test. He is also asking for the court to set aside child support payments until the results of the paternity test are finalized. It says the Young Money frontman has even gone as far as to sign a declaration that says he did not engage in a sexual relationship with Miss K. Watson back in June 2001, when Watson claims she hooked up with the rapper and got pregnant. I do not believe it is possible that I am the biological father of Dwayne Brown, Wayne said in his declaration. I have never acknowledged Dwayne Brown as my son, nor was I ever made aware of his birth until I was served with the petition. I am the loving father of 4 children, all of whom I provided support for since birth. Up until now, I have never been involved in a child support case. Now, what I can say about that is, based on what we know, based on social media letting us know what's going on, it do seems that when Lil Wayne go out there and he start fumigating people with his sperm babies, that he tends to take care of his children. It do seem that, it don't matter who is bad. It seems like he takes care of his children. But what was a little interesting to me is it must have been some serious things going on in your life if you've been paying child support, or if he was ordered to pay child support in January of 2016 of $5,000 a month. I mean, did you not know the $5,000 a month was coming out of your money monthly? Or did they make an error? And that's supposed to be January of 2017. Even that wouldn't make sense, because that means then it's a whole year. It says that he is now contesting the court, saying this is not his son. So why is it now damn near 2 years before you're saying something about it? Was you totally not sure? Was you thinking that it possibly is true, and that's why you were paying the $5,000 for a year and a half, 2 years? But then why would you turn around and say that I don't believe it's possible that I'm the biological father, because I have never acknowledged him. And then he's saying, up until now, I have never been involved. Oh no. And that he didn't sleep with her. Did he say that he didn't sleep with her? He was like, I have never acknowledged. No, he said, I did not acknowledge. I'm not the father. I've never been aware of the birth. No, he did say, he said, it said, yeah, that he put in his declaration that he did not engage in a sexual relationship. So why the hell was you paying child support? I mean, like, why are you just now taking it to court? I'm so confused by that. That in itself makes it a question mark. Unless I can go read another article that tells me that it's a misprint and they did not mean January of 2016. They meant January of 2017. And even that wouldn't make any sense to me. So the whole month and year would have to be off in order for me to kind of be like, okay, they hit him with the child support. As soon as he seen that, bam, he took that to court. He said, hell no, that's not my child. I ain't got no 15-year-old. I've never acknowledged this child. Matter of fact, I ain't even slept with her. But it didn't go like that. I'm confused with that one. So yeah, he needs to keep his fumigations to himself. Even though that was 15 years ago, based on Miss Watson, but men gotta be careful with their sperm. I mean, because men are huge on talking about women keeping their legs closed, but considering the fact that babies come from men, considering the fact that babies come from men's testicles, considering the fact that God put a huge burden on you to be very responsible about where you shoot your seeds out at, you got to be kind of careful. You have to stop going around putting the blame off on women. Don't get me wrong. Women got to take responsibility for the opening of the legs, because we are allowing men to implant babies. They are implanting those seeds inside of us. But men definitely have to take responsibility, because you got the babies. That's why I have to explain to my son, babies do not come from women. Babies come from men. Front door. We gonna get that out the door now. My son Jaden will learn that now. Today, he's learning that. He's been learning that for a few years. You ask my son where babies come from, my son gonna tell you babies come from men, because we need to keep it real. We have to stop putting all of that burden off on the woman and let men know and teach our sons that these babies come from you. That's why you got them testicles. There's a reason why you got them two balls hanging up under your penis. It is a reason for that, because it is something in there, warm, just in there, just doing this thing in there, waiting for the day for you to decide the right person for you to implant your seeds in. That's a huge responsibility. That should be a huge responsibility for men, where they are putting a part of them. That's a part of you coming out of your body. You've been carrying that for however long that's been carried in there, And then God made it where y'all are capable of shooting out millions of however many of them things. And 2, sometimes 3, 4, 6 of them come out and get inside. That's a huge responsibility of where you're putting your seeds at. Boys, men, babies come from you. Let's get that first and foremost. True enough, it is implanted inside the woman, and then it is my job to mold the baby, to create, because it started off, created mode until it's time for it to be pushed out. But at the end of the day, right now, my body, ain't no babies up in here. No babies is in here, But men, they walk around with babies all day long. All day life, they got babies. Until when they hit that puberty age, it ain't nothing but babies. Women even cut off at a time that we are done with the baby. Men still, old ages, still carrying around babies. Men carry babies. That's where babies come from. Babies come from men. Let's get that out of the first and foremost, okay? That's just my opinion. That's how I teach my children over here. Now, my girls are taught huge responsibilities, okay? But I'm just saying, I have to let my son know we can't get life twisted, because the world will twist it all up and have you thinking something totally different. Now, let me see what my people was talking about, because I had my comments, wasn't fully paying attention. But man, to make him be a father, that's true. No baby is definitely gonna keep and that's because men, I think there's a huge detachment from their sperm. I think men have a detachment from their sperm. I think that if they were a little bit in tune, a little bit more in tune with their sperm, more than just being able to ejaculate on a woman's body, or for the ones that's excited about ejaculating in women's mouths and things like that, if they really paid attention to their sperm and really knew the huge responsibility and what that sperm end up turning out into later on in life when it's placed in the right place, maybe they would be a little bit more, in tune. Maybe they would care a little bit more about their babies because they would have a better understanding of where these babies are actually coming from. But since there's such a detachment, if I'm using the correct word, between men and babies and the sperm, and truly understanding that, they don't get it. To them, my opinion, they look at sperm as being the exciting part of their orgasm. The exciting part of my orgasm is when I get that feeling and that white stuff oozes out. That's what sperm is. Now, I do know that it make babies, but that's neither here nor there. That's not totally my responsibility. That's her responsibility, because she shouldn't have opened up her legs and allowed me to put that gooey substance up in her. So since she did, I put all of that off on her. And because we are creating the baby, we are emotional people anyway. We feel it, it's there. We carrying it around for 9 months. We instantly making a connection. But I can't do anything about all the men in the world, because it's too late for all the men. And all I can do is try to teach my son and speak my words out. And hopefully, if there's a girl out there or a young lady with the son who never thought about it that way, will then teach her son something different. And then he'll tell, and then they can tell, and then we can get a little bit difference of a thinking and start letting men know that their bodies are special too. Yes, women bodies are special, because a lot of the time, all the emphasis is being put on the woman's body and her virginity and breaking her virginity. And it is special, but a man's body is special too. There is a reason why the Most High put the babies inside of the man and gave him that responsibility and gave him a testicles to keep the babies in there warm, just keep them in there just simmering. They just in there simmering nicely. There's a reason behind that. I think that we have to start teaching our young men from a young age that their bodies are just as special, and they need to be very careful about where they stick their penis. And that's becoming a little cliche now, because I say it all the time. You need to be careful, because men are just cheating. You need to be careful where you sticking your thing. So it became a little cliche. But honest to God, we need to teach them to start being a little bit more conscious where you sticking your penis at, and stop putting everything off on the ladies. We taking responsibilities enough already. We hear it all day long. That's one of the reasons why Facebook gonna start shutting stuff down, because they probably sick of hearing it all the time. Black women, it's just it's getting a little old now. You know what I mean? But they treat their sperm like urine and feces and never thought about it again. That's exactly what they do. And that's how they make their songs too. What song is that they say, put the babies on my couch? You found, I think Lil Wayne, somebody said it. No. It was Jeremiah. Somebody said the baby's on the couch. And that first one I heard, I was like, the baby's on the couch. And I realized he was talking about the sperm. So I'm like, okay, so those your babies. But it's just not the right type of connection to. Like I said, sperm to them is just the excitement part of the ejaculation, the excitement part of the orgasm. Orgasm, substance. There it go. Sperm. There it go. Yes. Whatever. And they need to get that together, because half of the time they ain't even treating a woman right. A woman wants some of that too sometimes, some of that. Yeah, you need to make sure all your women is getting that, man. I'm just keeping it, and let me stop, because I'm end up going off into a whole nother over here. Yes, Chosen. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to give my opinion of it. You know what? Let me be honest with y'all. That's why I was so disappointed when I accidentally deleted that video yesterday that I did on here on YouTube, because that's one of the reasons why I like going live, is because I'm speaking straight off the top of the dome. Whatever's on my mind is coming out of my mouth. And if another thought is coming, it's just coming out just like that. And I am kind of enjoying how I'm handling things a little bit by going to read up some things and then coming to tell you what those things are and then giving my opinion of it, because that is Geneva. This, all of this opinionated stuff, that's really Geneva. That's how I actually handle my life at home. Something can happen. I can read an article and I'll be like I did Chad today, Chad, did you know about 7-Eleven in this raid? And he like, nah, what happened with 7-Eleven in the raid? And I was like, yeah, and so yeah, I'm thinking about the Indians, and then the Mexicans, and so what you think? And so those are my real true conversations, me being myself. So now how I'm end up going off into sperm and stuff, this is actually how I talk about it at home. I'm talking about it to y'all. This is exactly when I talk about it with my kids and we have certain conversations, they need to know. So when I do this, ooh, and there it goes. My children need to know that, because I don't want my girls to be surprised when the time comes in their life when they meet their husbands and they have sex and they trying to figure out why their husband seem like he having a seizure in the bed. My girls need to understand where that's coming from. I don't want them to be like, babe, should I go to the hospital? Babe, I don't know. Like, no. That's what they do. So I try to be very open, not too vulgarly open, but because I understand that because I am an adult, they are children, but they ain't no babies, and we got to keep it real. And I would much rather them hear from me first than hear from anybody else. Definitely, because kids all the time don't talk to their parents correctly, and what do they end up doing? Going out there getting their information from who they friends. How in the hell is your friend gonna tell you something about sex when they just now learning about sex? They the same age as you. They don't know nothing. They can't tell you nothing because they don't know nothing. So that's who you went and got your advice from? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell to the no. We need to do something about that. Barbara, are you serious? Barbara done came in late. What video was I talking about? What was I just talking about? Oh, my video that I did yesterday. I did a video. Yes, Peach said, as long as they get theirs, that's a whole nother conversation. I can definitely come on here and talk about that. But yeah, Barbara, I did a video yesterday, which I said I was going to redo the video because I thought it was really, good information talking about what I talked about. But I have to do a second one. But, or should I just put it on here? Obama, first of all. Barbara, was you on here yesterday when I was talking about the whole Obama? Hey, Rosalind, girl. Okay, you was on here, yeah, girl. I accidentally deleted the video yesterday when I was talking about the Obama trying to build a library in Chicago. Don't nobody want your library, Obama. The University of Chicago said, keep it. It ain't gonna do Chicago any good. None. It doesn't help out the economy. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. None. Zero. Yes. And then it said $100 million in grant money. And all I can do when I seen that is sit back and be like, ain't this about a blimp? Y'all got 100 million, not 100,000, not even 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, $100 million for this supposed Obama library in Chicago. Are you kidding me? Can somebody please tell me what school is that? What state is that we were just seeing on the news, seeing trending on Facebook and stuff about kids sitting in the school cold, ain't no heat and stuff, and it's cold outside, and they sitting up in the school cold. I'm pretty sure there are places in the United States and in Chicago. I'm pretty sure. I'm practically positive there are schools in Chicago that ain't got no heat and those kids are freezing. There are better places to put grant money if you got $100 million in grant money to just blow on something as stupid as a library when Chicago already have libraries, big and small. They already have them. If Obama wants to help people or wants to be honored. How about take $100 million in grant money and figure out how to make a nonprofit something to help people? Or is the library supposed to be built so it can what? Don't tell me. It's going to bring jobs to the community. They always do that, don't they? This bringing this library to Chicago, let me do my hands like this. Bringing this library to Chicago will be beneficial to the Cook County community. It will bring jobs to the area for over 1,000 people. Hundreds of workers will have jobs. It will be good for the economics of the system and the shut up line. Shut up line. No, it's not. What you gonna do? Put a library, put his name on it, and build a statue here. I say, forget the library, build a statue here, stick it somewhere downtown. Everybody can walk by and rub it like they used to do the stone on Apollo, that little wood chunk thing from the tree trunk. Okay, save the money. So nobody want that. And what else did I talk about yesterday? I talked about them robots. Them robots that's about to start taking over jobs. Like I said yesterday, them Japanese, them Koreans, them Asians, them Chinese, they are too smart for their own good. I don't necessarily mean that in a good way. Too smart for their own good. These are the scientists. These are the ones that's always creating things, robots and just stuff and just creating. Always trying to figure out something. Too smart for your own good in a scary way, because you got to be worried about that. They are always raised in such high regards as being so smart or whatever. They're too smart for their own good. Believe that. They just to throw it out there for the people who didn't see it, they're starting to build, they already have fully ran hotels in Japan staffed by robots already in Japan. Hotels. They are the LG Electronics, the same LG that makes stove, refrigerators, TVs, and cell phones, is a Korean-based business. If I'm not mistaken, I think it said Korean-based business. And they just went to Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, a week or two ago to showcase their robotics. And some of the robotics that they are in the, about to make are about to start. Did I say delivering pizza? They are going to start checking bags at hotels. They are going to start doing check-ins at hotels. I mean, robots are about to start taking over. They are going to start being in grocery stores and showing you where things is at, down aisles and giving you price checks, actual robots, people. And they are trying to let us know, and actually somebody said this in an article too, that they will say it as if it's still in betas and testing stage. We're just trying to figure it out and get it together. But that's a lie, because you just heard me say that in Japan, they already have hotels ran by robots, which means that nothing is in beta stage. They done already did it. And based on what a man said in an article I read, he said one worker, and he didn't call it worker, he called it one programmer can make, he said, like 10,000 robots or 10,000 programs or something like that, he said. So they are capable of pushing out a lot of robot products, whatever we're going to call them. That's what's going on. My whole purpose of bringing that up is because I want everybody to be very conscious of these things. I want you to be conscious of the jobs and stuff. Be conscious of robots and stuff coming out. Chad is a chemist, and I was talking to Chad today, about his job. We were talking about things, and Chad said that there's a newer lab that they built at his business, at the place where he works at. And he said at that particular lab, he said everything in there is, just high quality. He said the chemists in there barely have to test, everything, because the robots, the machines is testing and reading everything. But at the lab that Chad is currently working at is not as put together as the other one. So he said the one that he works at, he's really testing a lot, taking out the little glass and putting the stuff on there and looking in the thing and testing stuff. And he said, that it's a lot of work. But when he said that, And we just had that conversation today. It just made me go back to what I had just read about those robots. I'm like, wow. So in the older lab, you're doing more. But in the newer lab, they already got robots completely running the test. So I said, Chad, in due time, they're not going to need chemists. Your whole job title thing can at some point be totally pushed out, because all they're going to need is about one or two chemists in there, just basically to run the machines, just to make sure that the machines is doing everything that is doing. So they're not even going to need all of y'all anymore. That's what people need to be conscious of. And this article also mentioned about, and at the beginning of the 20th century, I think that's what it said, when conveyor belts and assembly lines were introduced, that cut out a lot of people's jobs. A lot of people lost their jobs. And a lot of us probably don't remember that, because I was already born. I was thinking about no job, that has nothing to do with me. But I'm pretty sure for those people back then, when that was introduced and they were used to however they were doing it, I guess just a long line of people passing and going, and now all of them people are cut out, because all you need is just a few people to stand there and then just teach them to go fast at what you do, that you got to move fast. You know what I mean? So that was my whole purpose of reading that. That's why I was interested in that. And another thing that I brought up yesterday was income tax, because it's tax time and people getting ready for the taxes, and a lot of people are expecting taxes. I don't know when people usually expect their tax money, at the end of January, I'm assuming, or sometime in February. But according to the IRS, they said to don't expect checks to be sent out no later than February 27th. And unless this year is a leap year, there's only 28 days in this year. So that means no one will be getting a check until damn near March, which is practically the end of tax season, since tax season ends in April. And I know that that's huge for a lot of people, but they're doing checks on the earned income credit. And I believe they're doing that because of people having multiple children. And we know, because we've heard about this plenty and plenty of time, people having multiple children. And you know how they do. Well, look, I didn't make that much money this year, so I'm only gonna file one. But how come? But can you file two? You file the other two, and then I give you this much, and then I keep this much. Well, people mess up stuff because you can do too much of something and just totally blow it. And there's tons of women, mothers, women. This is where it falls on your lap. Okay, ladies, this is where tons of women that completely messed this whole thing up by letting many people file their multiple children. Well, Donald Trump is in office now. This ain't Obama. So first of all, I don't know if you still gonna receive 10 to 20,000 for your income tax check like people were doing when Obama was in office. I don't know if that's still gonna happen, first of all. Second of all, you need to be careful with letting people use these Social Security numbers, because they may be tracking Social Security numbers. They may be checking who used your children's Social Security numbers last year and who's using them now this year. Who used them 2 years ago, then last year, now again this year. People people do too much. People have to calm down, and I get it. I totally get it with the income tax checks. I don't want to act uppity. Don't want to act like I'm on any type of high horse, because I am not. I totally get the importance of these income tax checks. I totally get that for many, many people, this is going to be the hugest lump sum that they are going to get the whole year. It's this 1 month. This 1 month matter, because for the other 11 months, it's going to be basic average money, your basic average checks, however much it is, weekly, bi-weekly, or whatever it is you're getting. So I get it. This means a lot. People looking forward to these checks so they can go and buy them a new car. They can go buy their kids some new stuff. They can go. I get it. But what I'm saying is that you're being messy and you're being all over the place. And the ones that have been messy and all over the place done literally mess it up for everybody else. So I know people that were excited about getting their check. They was talking about January. Well, now it's the end of February, going into March. So the IRS said, hold up, don't start spending just yet. Wait. So that was the news that I gave yesterday about this whole income tax thing for 2018, is that people is gonna have to, it's a shame. Because I'm not being fully with my opinion. My true opinion on that is Black people, we're gonna have to figure out something else to do, because that has always been an issue for me. Something that I did not like about tax time. I did not like the fact that it seems as if so many people appear to be, and this is my words, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but seem to be very thirsty for them income tax checks, because that's the only lump sum. Like, what type of life is that to live? There are 12 months in a year, and to only be able to get a huge lump sum to be able to handle all your business. I mean, you literally waiting for that check to try to take care of everything out of that one check, because you know that you're not gonna get that again until 12 months later. I just hate that my people have to feel that way. I hate that there are so many people put in that position, you know. So I guess on one hand, I think I was about to say, on one hand, thank God for them income tax checks, but that's a bunch of BS. They sitting up there giving you only a, a eyelash of what they done sat there and actually took out of your work check for the people that's working and actually paying taxes. So you ain't even getting back none of what you supposed to get. So to sit here and give you this little penny ante check or whatever, then to say, well, thank God that you're getting that. Yeah, well, in the system, yes, I guess thank God that you at least got that to look forward to. Because it's a shame that it got to be that way. All of these dang on taxes being taken out of people's checks. For what? For what? To build what? To do what? What? Everything to me look the same. They keep building stupid government stuff. What? The expressway? A lot of times you ride on the Chicago expressway and the express lanes, they got it blocked off. They ain't even letting you drive it. It just be stupid stuff all day long. Okay, now I'm coming back to the comments. Okay. It says, hey, Drop Squad, I don't know if I've ever seen your name before. The new Republican Party new tax law gives $2,400 auto deduction for parents, $1,200 for single people. No more splitting the baby. Oh, no more splitting the baby, Dito. No more. I didn't say it. I totally recommend y'all going to irs.gov to kind of read up, or just go to Google and figure out what exactly is going on with the tax stuff. Kind of familiarize yourself. People with multiple kids that do this stuff every year or whatever you do, be careful, because what you don't want to happen, especially you all who know that this check is important, these income tax checks are important every year. What you don't want the IRS to do is find out what you're doing with Trump being in office, and then you go to file taxes next year and find out that you got, what is it called, an offset or something, or find out that 5, 6, whatever thousand that they gave you, you owe that back. So now you ain't even going to get nothing next year. You don't want to be audited. Be careful. Be careful. I'm sorry. You might have to stop letting your brother Craig and your sisters and them do the kids, your auntie and your mom and them, your sisters and your friends, because they just may be checking Social Security numbers, and you don't want them coming after you, because they're going to take their money. Oh, ho, ho. The IRS come for their money. Oh, they do. They do. They will come and take it all day long. They will. So they don't play. I've dealt with the IRS a few times because of an offset, and I don't care if the offset is $300. They not playing with their $300. You will not get what you're supposed to get until they get their $300. Or if you owe them, like I owed for a school loan, the IRS made sure they came in. Like they just pay attention. I just know that, because I done dealt with them about twice already. It hasn't been, I think it was probably about 2 times. So I'm just trying to let y'all people know. And it wasn't because of no kids thing, because I have never been. I think I did that one time a long time ago. When matter of fact, I think I only had one child at that time. So I have never done that again because I don't know why. Why? Because I just don't know. Well, first of all, I wasn't working all them times to be doing that, but no, I just wasn't huge on letting other people use my children, use my little bambinos. They're my bambinos. Those are my little bambinos. Just a way to keep the currency flowing. It sure is. Keep U.S. currency flowing. It sure is. Valerie, I'm new to YouTube. Retired June 2017. Started YouTube December 26th. I'm 57. Oh, hey, Drop Squad girl. Well, nice. Hello to YouTube and welcome to Geneva's Closet, girl. How you doing? You one of my boos now. You are definitely my boo. Like when you come up in here, like I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, if I see you, I'm gonna call your name out. We're gonna have conversations. That's basically what happens when you come inside Geneva's Closet. You give me the government an interest-free loan, T. Keep more of your money up front. Yes, I agree with you, girl. We rarely get refunds anyway. Hey, rarely do. Rarely do. Tell my daughter you can only sometimes so long before it back. I only getting some of that. Yeah. So people on the medical insurance. Oh, wow. Valerie said they also getting people for adding people on their medical insurance at work, saying they are related. All that will be checked. Woo-wee. Or probably married. People saying that they married. Oh, yeah, because do they check? Like, do they ask for marriage license or ask for stuff, or they just let you say that it is what it is? I'm pretty sure they are going to crack down on that, because what they look like sitting up there giving you some insurance coverage and you ain't even fully a part of like they ain't trying to do stuff like that. People better be careful with that. You don't want them end up coming checking some stuff talking about you owe them. Because the next thing you know, they'll be talking about you owe them because, oh, you're not really married to this person. And you were saying that you was married to this person for a year. Well, do you got a marriage license to show that y'all were married for a year? Well, since you're not, or you can't show that you was related all this time that we were covering them and all of that stuff, you owe us for that. Woo-wee, people gonna be sick. Just sick. I would be sick. That's what I'm saying. I probably would. Peach said, sorry to go off topic, but I was just telling some of the ladies about a lady in Chicago that had to pick up her daughter's remains off the tracks. Do you know anything about that? Oh, wow. Chantel Sanders. No, I sure don't. Chantel Sanders. Off the train tracks. Nope, I sure don't. But I'm gonna definitely look into that because I want. Let me say something, Peachy, about the whole train tracks thing. And this is kind of interesting for me. I mean, it's kind of crazy that I'm even able to say this. I've actually known of a few people that have been in train track accidents. As hard as that is to believe, especially from the town that I moved from right before I moved where I lived at now. That town was a smaller suburban town. And it had a train track there that kind of flowed through the county. The train track kind of flowed through the whole county. And the Metro train, goes through there. And sometimes, them whatever trains, they be taking forever with all the stuff on there, the freight trains. Girl, there was a girl way back a few years ago. I guess I think it was a Metro train. And I guess she was on the wrong side of the train and she wanted to get on the train. So if I'm not mistaken, I think the story went a little something like she crawled under the Metro train and the train moved and it ran over her leg and her leg had to be amputated. Now, the reason why I know this story to be true is because I had knew the girl right before the incident and she had two legs. Then the next time I seen her again, she was on crutches telling us the story. Shocked the bejeebers out of me. I didn't even know people did that. I had no idea people did that. In the town that I lived in, people got hurt by train tracks. So I don't know if this particular girl, she was found dead on it, somebody killed her on the train, because it could be a whole different story. But since you done brought up train tracks, that just made me think of something else. I also know of a guy, and from that same town that I just moved from, it was a snowy day, and you know how snow can cover up the train tracks coming through towns because it's right on the street. So and it was nighttime, and I actually knew this. I knew that I had talked to him a few times. Well, I mean, like, he died because he got hit by the train. And how did he get hit by the train? It was nighttime. And I think the story went, he had his headphones on. It was nighttime. It had snowed the day or the day before, the day of. So it was snow on the train tracks. He crossed the train tracks walking. And because it's flat on the ground, it's not the ones lifted up. It's flat because it's the regular street. So when the train go by, the thing goes up, and then the cars can finish driving. That's the part that he was walking on. He thought he had crossed the train track. And based on how the story goes, the conductor of the train, seeing that he was on the train tracks and from a distance blew, to let him know, get off the tracks. And, he thought he was off the tracks. He didn't realize he was still on because of the snow, and the train hit him and he died. And which was a horrible story, because the mother of his son I knew, and her brother is one of my good friends. So it was just really sad. And he had other children. It was like, wow, that again, another train accident. So I'm gonna definitely look into her story to find out, was it that type of train, or something like she actually got killed or something like that. My picture doors remain, Chantel Simons posted. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I definitely have to check that out. Yeah, it really is horrible. Would be some crazy things going on in the world. No, they usually check your records with Social Security, people, student loans. Student loans, yes, talk to my children all the time about the student loan thing. That's one thing I definitely don't want them to have to worry about. It's all about making a plan. I definitely wasn't huge on telling my children college, 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 college. I mean, we really had to sit down and come up with different alternatives, different things that they can do with their life when they graduate from high school that's going to put them where they need to be later on in life, because all parents, we just want our children to be better than us and don't make the same mistakes we made. And one thing that I definitely do not want my children to do is I don't want them to ricochet back. I don't want them to. Now, if they need me, anything happen in their life, I want them to know that mama is always here. But I would like for them to be sufficient and independent enough and know how to handle things and be, on their feet enough to not have to ricochet back. Because when I get them all up out of here, I don't, I'm be living my life. I don't want them coming back. You know what I mean? So it's definitely important about making sure that they find what they supposed to be doing with their life, so they never have to ricochet back. And I would very much appreciate it if they don't have to borrow money. I would love that. I mean, I would appreciate them coming over asking me, Mom, do you need something? Mother, let me pay your bill today. I know that there's a scripture that says something about leaving our children an inheritance. And for so long, I thought that inheritance meant money. And I just found out this year that when God said that, or when that is put in that, he don't mean money. He mean some sense. Leave some sense in your children's brain. Leave some consciousness in your children's brain. You can die and leave your kids with some money, and if they stupid, they gonna blow the whole damn thing. If you ain't taught them nothing, they ain't got no brain up there, they ain't got no consciousness, no common sense. You can leave your children all the money inheritance you want to, and they ain't gonna be smart enough to keep the dang on money, keep the business, keep the inheritance. That ain't what God was talking about. That's not what the Most High was talking about. He was talking about spirituality. He was talking about consciousness, some common sense. Teach your kids with that. Leave them that inheritance. That will get them far in life. That That will help them in life, because life is not all about money. There could be times when things go bad and they don't have money. I want my children's minds to be together so that they know how to handle that. So they're not sitting up there having a breakdown talking about they finna kill themselves because they don't know how to handle that. That's what leaving your children an inheritance is. And that's what I'm trying to do over here. So no, it's not about me. I don't want them borrowing no money. No. If anything, they can help mama out. But my plan is to not even need their help. My plan is to keep being independent with their life, because I don't even want to put that burden off on my children. My mother didn't do it to me. If she need me, I would be there, but she didn't. My mother's very independent. She takes care of everything by herself. And that's how I am. And I'm gonna be like that with my children. I don't want them to feel like that they, have to take care of me. Unless I'm old and I need them to. But other than that, no, boo, live your life. Your mama gonna be okay. She was able to pay her bills now, and I should be able to pay it later on. Just because you turn 20 some years old, I shouldn't need you to help me pay a bill, because I need them to keep all their money for themselves. If they paying my bill and doing everything for me, then they might be slacking a little bit. And I don't need them coming and asking for nothing. I really don't. Proverbs 13:22. Oh, that's what it is. Thank you, Chad. Thank you for that one about that leaving your kids. Yes, Otto. Yes, Anto. I'm gonna just call you Anto. Bubeka. I like the Bubeka better. Leave some knowledge and wisdom. Absolutely, knowledge and wisdom. Barbara said I was just diagnosed with MS after 8 years, and they discharged them. Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that, Barbara. Very sorry to hear that. Correct. Oh, did I say? Okay. Bubeka? Did I get the Bubeka? Okay, because that's how I wanted to. I want to get the names correctly. Proverbs 13:22. That's crazy that it would be 13:22. But anyway, people, I can be on here. I don't even know how long I've been on here. But please make sure that you like, because I didn't even know how important liking the video was. But liking the video is very important, obviously to YouTube. Liking is important. So please make sure that you like this video, people. And then make sure you share. These bangs is getting on my nerve. Just really bangs today? Really? Really with the bangs? Really? Okay. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you already haven't. And then I know that the notification button don't always be working. I know that, I get it. But just hit the notification button. And if you already have and you like, I'm still not getting it, then unsubscribe, subscribe again, then hit the notification button again, and we will see if that'll work. People, you know how stuff be. I don't know. It'd be a little crazy and stuff sometimes. These bangs are seriously getting on my nerve. And then make sure you go over to Facebook and Instagram and follow me at Geneva's Closet. And remember, everything that I talked about today can be found on my Facebook page at Geneva's Closet. And you may want to follow me now based on what Facebook is trying to do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to still be there or not. They trying to kick people off and stuff. Trying to silence a sister, basically. That's what I think they trying to do. I don't really know. I wasn't there, but and yeah. I think because I think the likes got something to do. I think the more people like the video, I think the more it surfaces around in the video suggestion thing, I'm assuming. Don't quote me on this. I'm just coming out of my social media brain thoughts right now. I'm assuming that could have something to do with it. So the more that you like the video, the more people like it, then the more it's surfacing around there in YouTube land. And I wonder if that's too based on my hashtags, because I do use hashtags when I put my videos up, because I'm a firm believer. If you are working on social media, especially if you run any type of business, podcast, blog, like I don't care what you're doing. You're selling something, you're doing something, and you want it to be seen, and you are on social media sites, I think it's very important that you use some hashtags. Very important. Let me know if you know anything about hashtags. I'm very good at telling you about hashtags, how to work in this. There's so many things to know about hashtags. Like I can really write a little ebook on hashtags, how to use them, how to do hashtag research. It's just so much about hashtags. They're actually really good to use. But yeah, but I can keep going on and on because I really will. Um, yeah, basically. So everyone, please have a wonderful weekend. And if you celebrate the Sabbath, have a fabulous Sabbath. Thank you so much, Chosen, about my ponytail. Oh, and to everybody yesterday that heard me when I did the video talking about what Chosen said about the birthday shoe giveaway that I'm still doing. The birthday shoe giveaway. And I have already had some ladies started sending me messages either through email or through my websites, Geneva's Closet ENT.com or Geneva's Closet.net, yes, or Geneva's Closet ENT.com. People are already sending me their name, birthday, shoe size, and their address. If your birthday is in January, then at the end of the month, I will pick a name, and then Geneva from Geneva's Closet. It's my money. I'm paying for it. So y'all ain't even paying for nothing. So I say if your birthday is in January, just email me, Geneva's Closet 22 at gmail.com with the information. Like, who don't want a free pair of shoes? Like, y'all people be doing the most. You people kind of do the most. I'm just saying, email a sister with the birthday and information. I'm paying for it to send it to you. Shoes, and I would never send you no old shoes. Everything is brand new. I've never wore the shoes before. Brand new, right out the box. Still got the paper in them. I ain't wore them because I don't know. I might keep these shoes. Y'all take too long, stagnate. You know you can't mess with certain people. Certain people say that they giving stuff away, and then they'll start re-looking at it and changing their mind. And I just may be one of them people y'all start stagnating on some stuff. So yes, I said I'm giving away these shoes. All of my shoes range from a size 7 to 8. Majority of them are size 7.5. So you got a huger chance of getting some really nice shoes if you wear a size 7.5. Majority of all of my shoes are heels. They're probably 5 or 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches tall, high. So yes, they're all brand new shoes. Haven't wore them. Still inside the box with the paper and the top. Giving them away. Name, address, birthday. Name, address, birthday. Name, address, birthday, and whatever else I said. Y'all know what I said. And if your birthday is in January. So yeah, make sure you email me people at Geneva's Closet 22 at gmail.com. If you forget it, everything is in the description box. Other than that, I thank you so much for watching me today, people. Did anybody say anything else before I get off? Barbara 7.5, you better email me, girl. You better email me. You better email me. And oh, thank you, Kim O'Mac. What did Kim do? Where is Kim at? I'm over here looking on my laptop and I see a comment from Kim, but I don't see her over here. Thank you so much, Kim. That is the sweetest thing. I say, like, some of y'all people show what pair, Caroline? This pair? Did you want to see this pair, Caroline? Y'all know these are the shoes that I have the dress that actually goes with. And these shoes, you stick your feet, and all of this actually comes apart. So that actually, so then you can actually, can I sit this here? Y'all can't even see it. I'm gonna have to sit things, take that plant off of that stand and do a whole shoe thing. And then this opens up, you see? So that's how this particular shoe is made. And if you were talking about the other shoe, did she say something yet? Oh, non-high heels? No. Some sandals. Some sandals, Barbara. You know, some gym shoes, maybe. And these ones. That are boots. You know what? This inch don't even look like a 6-inch heel. And these shoes are a size 7.5. And the good thing about these shoes is this. This right here, I can tell you, is gonna make the shoe comfortable walking this part. Now that arch, I don't know how that arch gonna feel on your feet, but you know, beauty is not always comfortable. You know, it's not always comfortable. And I wonder, can you roll this up? Yeah, I guess if you wanted to, but it wouldn't look cute. But yeah. And like I said, I got a tons upon tons more. Tons upon tons upon tons. But you all have it. Hey, Carlos. I don't know if I had even seen you, Carlos. Chosen. I wish I had a size 9. You know what, Chosen? To be perfectly honest with you, I think I do have one pair of shoes. No, not a 9. Nope. I was gonna say 8. I was gonna say 8 because I ordered some shoes before that was a size 7.5, and I love the shoes, and it feel like they're a size 8, 8.5. So I've never been able to wear them. So that was very disappointing. But anyway, people, I'm gonna keep on going. You have a fabulous weekend. I'll be on soon. Remember, me and Maya supposed to be coming on here talking, so I'm just waiting for Maya to let me know when she's ready. And then I will be on here too. Yes, Kim, I love soul food too. We love soul food. She's somewhere else. Kim is talking on another one of my pages, and I see her name popping up. But you all have a fabulous, yes, you all have a fabulous day, people. Bye.